Hello and welcome back. It's 2:56 p.m. Monday, July 3rd, 2023. And I kind of fucked up today. Hang on, I think I just bumped my home button. Oh, I did. Just bumped my home button, putting my iPhone back in my back pocket, and God knows what my butt would have been making happen with that touchscreen. It's about 112 today, so I seem like I'm kind of out of it. It's because I'm kind of out of it. So I got lunch at St. Vincent de Paul. It was pretty good. It was like like some kind of vegetable mix. This time it was more like broccoli and carrots, and then also a like a bean and rice mixture that had little chunks of meat in it. And what exactly that was, I don't know. It was pretty tasty though. Filled me up, and that's what I needed. And a slice of bread of some kind. Whatever, I'll take it. I actually had some Kool-Aid they were giving out instead of just bottled water, but it was like kind of watered down and funky tasting. But at least I got a styrofoam glass that came in, and there was cold water, ice water on the table, so I was able to fill that a few times with ice water, just trying to keep myself hydrated. In fact, on that front, I just grabbed a bottle of water from the Garcia Welcome Center there on my way out, just to make sure I drank between here and my car. My car seems to still be where it's supposed to be. That's a good thing. This really does seem to be the safest block for me to park where I'm walking distance to the services at the Human Services campus. This block I've been parking on over here at 10th Avenue. It just seems like a kind of a safe spot where nobody fucks with my car. Although I didn't put my sunshade in because I kind of was in the shade when I parked, and it looks like what little bit of shade I had has since migrated, so it's probably going to be really hot in my car. Right now I'm carrying 4 phones around with me, and it's awkward. And when I sat down, I had 2 in my back pocket, including Obamaphone 3, and I just heard the crack when I sat down to eat. And sure as fuck, put 2 cracks in that brand new screen on Obamaphone 3. And I know that's a weakness of that phone. As generally good as that Revel 4 phone is, I know that's an issue with it. And I'm kicking myself in the ass that I hadn't gone back to the phone store, or any of the cell phone stores, and got some reinforcement glass on it, because of course now it's too late. I mean, I should probably do that anyway, even with the cracks, just to hold that screen together. I mean, I'm using it with the cracks, and it's still pretty functional, and they're just across kind of like the top, so it doesn't affect functionality. And since for the most part I use this phone as a camera, I should be all right. Oh my goodness! And on the wall, oh holy fucking hell, is it hot in here? Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh, I'm gonna open the windows and step out for a minute and give that heat a little time to dissipate. In fact, I think I'm gonna open the other door. Oh my god, it is like stepping into an oven, and my seat is so hot that it's literally burning my ass sitting on it. Oh my goodness, hopefully that, I mean, if I can just get it cooled down to a nice comfortable 111 like it is outside, I'll be good. Oh my god. Summer in Phoenix is it's not for everybody. It's arguably not for for anybody. Alright, hopefully this doesn't cause the phone to overheat. Oh my god, this seat is so... Oh my god, it is literally burning my ass. Oh my god. Oh yeah, the steering wheel is so hot to the touch. Yeah, I gotta do better when I park next time. Maybe on the street to the right. Looks like the shade trees are a little better over there. Because, wow. I don't even think my sunshade would have... Oh my god, my fucking ass is on fire. My steering wheel is so hot I can't even really touch it to steer a car. That's... Oh man. I tell you, this city should really do a shade tree along streets that have parking initiative. Because damn, my AC in this car isn't all that. So I'm just a little bit under 3/4 of a tank. I'm trying to really ration out my gas, although I don't have my bus card. You know, I was going to ask if there was somebody there that could help me out, if they had a program. What are you doing, fool? Wow. Never have to go far to have a really bad driver in this city. So if I mentioned that Obamaphone 5 is awful, Obamaphone 5 is truly awful. Like the first one that I got, the first Obamaphone, it had a oh, I still got that much of a bottle of water in here, and it is so hot to the touch. That phone was very awful. In fact, I've still got I've got maybe 1 or 2 videos that I shot with its selfie camera, where the resolution and the video and the sound are almost just useless. It's like, it's so poor, it's like, why did you guys even bother? And the videos I shot with its forward-facing camera, and just like the Obamaphone 5's got the same thing, where you can only shoot 10 minutes of video and then it just stops. And I don't know what the resolution is. I haven't looked that over yet, but I want to say it did. No, it didn't do 780p. It was a weird aspect ratio. It wasn't 16:9, but it was wider than 4:3. Anyway, it was awful. And the worst thing about it is because it processed so poorly that, like, everything ended up looking like it was underwater. Like, video off this, especially after I run the image stabilization on it, which I don't even do on the videos that I shoot when I'm driving. But yeah, I run the video stabilization on it, and it looks pretty decent. Video off of yeah, I really don't remember how Obamaphone 2 shot video. That one was in my life for such a short period of time. But I do recall. But yeah, this is Obamaphone 3. Shoots good video. It's been my main video. I mean, this is my camera. This is my camcorder for the most part these days. Because I've got to put that huge, like, 256 gig SD card in it, so it's got loads of space. Now, it's a little tight on space for the processing like that. The running the image stabilization thing. As far as I can tell, there's no way to have it do that on the card. It has to process as it stabilizes the video, it has to process that on the system memory and save it on the system memory. And the system memory, there's not a lot of it, so that sometimes is a bottleneck with it. But other than that, like, as a camera, this thing's pretty good. Obamaphone 4 was not great. That's the ANS something or other. This thing, it seems to shoot decent video. I mean, nothing great, you know, but again, it's got the same kind of image stabilization on it, and then that did a really good job. In fact, I think I used the image. That's where I discovered how the image stabilization works in Android. Anyway, the UMX doesn't have that. Anyway, so back to the first Obamaphone. That thing, the one thing that it did that made it super useful and made me love that thing was that it had a stable, functional internet hotspot. Like, to actually use it as a phone, to try and run any apps on it, use it as a camera was just big exercise and frustration. But to as a hotspot, I could just enable the hotspot, and I changed the setting to where it would just, all to the always on setting, and basically I would just put it in my pocket, and with nothing else running, it seemed to be pretty efficient at just using its battery for that, keeping the screen off and everything. And I would run not this iPhone 6s Plus, but like two iPhones ago, the one that I got stolen from me in front of Bullocks when I got mugged like a year ago. Yeah, I used to be able to just hotspot to it, leave the internet running on it, and it was really, really functional. So as I was saying, Obamaphone 5 is awful, and I'm now shooting video on Obamaphone 5 because Obamaphone 3 overheated right after I turned on the Roosevelt. It took me about 2 blocks to realize it was overheated and wasn't shooting video. So it's still July 3rd, 3:11 p.m., and I haven't had a chance to look at the Google traffic, but at this time of day, it's pretty normal for the loop, for the 10 over to the loop 202 and the loop 202 heading out. You have pretty heavy traffic. It's kind of hit and miss. I mean, it might be fine, but honestly, it just feels better driving down Roosevelt. Air conditioner's blowing nice and cold in the Saturn today, and I'm watching my temperature gauge. It doesn't seem to be climbing up at all. So let's hear it for the Saturn doing a good job right now. So anyways, as I was saying, pretty much what I used to use the first Obamaphone for was just simply as a hotspot, and I used obscene amounts of data with that thing. I would check every now and then. There was somewhere in the control panels where I could look and see how much data I used, and it was way beyond what my limit was supposed to be with Assurance Wireless, which to me was the greatest thing about it. Now, eventually they came a point where they finally put a stop to that, but for many, many months, like that's pretty much all I used that phone for. Occasionally I'd shoot a segment of this vlog with it, but it would only be like if it was the only device I had left on me that didn't have a dead battery or that had available space. Right now I'm shooting it just because I think it's the one that's least likely to overheat, and I'm probably only going to shoot about 10 minutes of it. Well, obviously I'm only going to shoot about 10 minutes of video. That's how much it's limited. But anyway, so I was hoping just maybe that as god awful as this phone is that I'm shooting video with right now, that I could at least use it as a hotspot. And so far, it's really problematic as a hotspot. The first Obamaphone, which was also a UMX through Assurance Wireless, it had when you used its hotspot, like it basically gave it a name and I think I was able to connect up to 4 devices to it at a time, 4 maybe 5, and the password, I had a password on it, but on all my other devices, I just pretty much put the password in, and the other devices were configured to the point where, like, if I turned on the hotspot, they just automatically connected to it. By other devices, I think I pretty much just mean my iPhone back then. I don't think I really had another device that I was using. But never any kind of issue. Well, apparently Assurance Wireless has baked this thing into the new phone, the new UMX that I got. I don't know the model number. It's definitely different than my first UMX. It does have a user replaceable battery. The other one was a sealed phone where I couldn't replace the battery. So that's probably the best feature of the phone. I mean, like when I did my unboxing video with it the other day, like it's got all the old school phone features that I like, but boy, it's just completely
just an absolute shit phone. It also seems to have that newsreader running in the background. Like, I've managed to get it to where I don't hit it when I unlock it, but I could have sworn I got a push-through message from it, like, even after I supposedly uninstalled and disabled it. So that's frustrating. You know, as if this phone doesn't have the resources to be running any extra shit. You know, pretty fucked up that they're forcing me to run extra shit. Wow, there's a Salsitas where the Taco Bell used to be there on the left, Roosevelt and 24th Street. That's nice. So anyway, they've added this thing to it, and I don't know what you really call it, but you know how when you go on a public Wi-Fi, it's like a free open public Wi-Fi, like say over at Taco Bell or McDonald's, and there's no password to connect to the Wi-Fi, but then once you connect, a screen pops up, and you basically have to check a box and say that you're, you know, agree to their terms of using their Wi-Fi hotspot. And some of them, like there was one I was using the other day, I forget where it was, where I had to put in an email address. Oh, that was over at Tempe, I think it's called Tempe Marketplace, the big outdoor lifestyle center, mall, whatever you want to call it, at McClintock near Rio Salado. Yeah, their Wi-Fi was great. I'm managed to connect two devices simultaneously, even though I only gave them one email address for each of them. But yeah, they wanted an email address and an area and a zip code, and just an agreement to, you know, abiding by their terms of service or whatever. Don't use our Wi-Fi for illegal activities, and if you do, you're 100% responsible, kind of shit. Anyway, yeah, so I did that, and yeah, so anyway, so when you get one of those kind of screens, you know, and you have to do an initial login, and then the Cox hotspot is like that. Sometimes you need to put login information in it, and then sometimes like it recognizes your phone or puts a cookie or something in it where you don't have to. But like until when you connect to it for the first time, you need to put that in. Somehow it recognizes repeat connections. But at any rate, so they've got Obamaphone 5 with its hotspot has got a thing like that now, and apparently there's no way to disable it, because I sure as hell didn't enable it. And I've looked through the settings, and there's nothing that in the settings that even resembles like what it is. But anyway, when you connect to the hotspot, you end up on oh my god, did you guys see that bus shelter on the left? It's absolutely destroyed. Oh, hello, red left arrow. Dang. I have to come by and get some better video of that. Somebody literally plowed into the bus shelter and absolutely destroyed it for the Route 10 going west from 32nd Street. I don't think I've ever seen a bus shelter destroyed like that, ever. Looks like the 202's moving smooth. I probably should have got on it. It just kind of feels good driving surface streets right now. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, so it gets you to that, and it makes you put in your Assurance Wireless phone number twice, which is shitty, because I mean, if you're opening up your hotspot like to anybody, that's for other people to use or other devices to use. Like I shouldn't have to share my phone number with those people as well, especially since it's a phone number that I just kind of don't use yet. And for me, the difficult part was it's a phone number I don't know yet, so that was really tricky. But it's been more pragmatic. Like that's the big annoyance. Sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't seem to, and I really haven't figured out like what and why. I was able to access YouTube through it, like with Obamaphone 5 doing the hotspot and Obamaphone 4 on YouTube, and I was able to access my YouTube and do a little bit of stuff on YouTube with it. Didn't try to connect the iPhone to it. I did try to connect Obamaphone 3 to it, and at one point it wasn't doing anything. It was just telling me I'm trying to opening up the Chrome browser, and it's just telling me that it doesn't. It's just telling me that it's I have no internet. And then it goes to another screen where it asks for your phone number again, and your PIN, which I don't know what that number is. It was on those letters that I just got in the mail, but I don't know that number. I did try to do the PIN recovery thing, and that didn't work. Anyway, at one point I'm getting so frustrated with it because I can't seem to get in. I'm trying to get internet to flow from the new phone to Obamaphone 3, because I use that one a lot. And not happening. And so at one point I'm trying to call Assurance Wireless to see if maybe I can get some customer service, because they do have a customer service number. And I'm just continuing. It's just, Obamaphone 5's got that 10-minute limit. It's like trying to look at it and see. It's like, is there a countdown timer? Can I tell? Anyway, at least the phone was courteous enough to go ding to let me know when it stopped. So I didn't lose any. I didn't do that thing where I'm talking to myself on a phone that's not recording. So anyhow. Like really hungry. I want to go home and get some food, but I don't really know that I have anything that I'm capable of preparing at home. I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out when I get home. Anyway, I must have tried calling Assurance Wireless like 5 times, and it seems like no matter what combination of prompts I use, whether I put in my phone number when it asks me to or not, which again is difficult because I don't know that phone number, inevitably it just says thank you for calling, and it hangs up on me. So I didn't succeed in getting hold of a person whatsoever calling Assurance Wireless. So what I was really hoping to do is see if I can get Brittany's phone number back, because I've used that phone number for stuff. See if I can get that number back as opposed to the number that I have right now, and also see if I can get the service. If I have to use this SIM card, which I would imagine I do. The deal when I initially got the first UMX phone and it was totally awful, I was hoping that I could put that SIM card in my iPhone. That was my goal. In fact, I think at that point, what I had done with my first Assurance Wireless phone is I had successfully transferred my number that I've had for years. I had successfully transferred my main phone number, which I still have. It's with Mint Mobile now. I had successfully transferred that number to Assurance Wireless. I succeeded in doing that. It was kind of awkward, but I did. And so suddenly I've got that number that's been my number forever on this UMX phone that was just hideously awful. And I was hoping that I could take that SIM card and put it into my iPhone and use that. And that's back when I was still hanging out with Jeff, who used to own the wireless phone booth. The guy's a total cell phone guru. And he ended up going round and round with their customer service people, and they're just like, well, because it is a government phone, we don't allow the SIM cards to be put in any other device. It can only be in a device issued by Assurance Wireless. And that was just a hard and fast limitation. We couldn't do anything. Anyway, I ended up eventually going with Mint Mobile. Been with Mint Mobile, and now here I am, 3 iPhones later, depending on what they count the one I had then, that's been fine. It was a little tricky trying to get that phone number back, but yeah, I got it, and that's working fine. It's prepaid for a year. It's not running out for a long time, but it doesn't provide a lot of data. Anyhow, I wish I'd have been in that left turn lane. Anyway, that was the one time I was kind of having contact, like, and thank God it was Jeff handling that, because I don't think I would have had the patience to do that. But he's a lot more familiar as far as like asking about EMIs and things like that. But since they said it needs to be a phone that was issued by Assurance Wireless, well, at this point, both Obamaphone 3 and Obamaphone 4 are both issued by Assurance Wireless. Both are substantially better phones. I think I'd probably be happiest putting it in Obamaphone 4. Although I never tried using the hotspot on that to see how it worked. But now I was thinking I could do that. Now I've got my questions about being able to do any of that, because I tried so hard this afternoon to get through to Assurance Wireless customer service, and it just wasn't happening. No matter what, with their automation, I just kept getting to the thing. Eventually, I had a recording that said, "Thank you for calling. Have a nice day." Click. What the fuck is up with that? At this point, I'm thinking about trying to go with one of the other providers. I mean, I see them in and out of the zone, like they're setting up tents there all the time. In fact, I had one woman. So I'm walking in there trying to get my lunch. I scan my card to go into the campus, and then reach to my back pocket and realize that I misplaced my pile of papers for DES and other assistants, and realized I'd misplaced it, and I just turned around and backtracked, and I had to walk back about 3/4 of the way to where I started walking, and just barely on the other side of Jefferson. I found the papers in the ground, and so I picked them up, and as I was walking back, there was a woman by a car that was talking to somebody who looked homeless-ish, and she goes, "Hey, do you need a tablet? I'm giving away free tablets." And I'm like, "Oh man," I said, that would be great, but I don't. I'm trying not to miss lunch right now, and so I ended up Anyway, I didn't see her when I walked back, and of course she didn't have a tent set up. She was just there by the side of her car. I did see one tent that was set up near the main entrance to the Human Services campus, but there were quite a few people crowded around it, and there were no chairs to sit down in the shade. And at that point, I just wanted to drink my water and get the hell out of there. So I did have a meeting with DES. It was awkward, it was difficult, but she had me fill out a written statement, just basically saying what happened Friday, and that the new owner, refuses to fill out the form, and that that I last worked and got paid in November of 2022. So, and there was another thing that was kind of complicated, and so it's a good thing I came back, because otherwise I'd have been had I been approved on Friday, I would have ended up getting denied, because it's a need-based program based on income, and because I had K-Power income through most of June, I didn't qualify for food stamps for June. So yeah, I didn't qualify for most of June. July, of course, different story. So far as July, I have zero income. So yeah, I fucking qualify for everything. So I'm glad she was able to, she caught that. First, she's like, "Why is it prorated?" I said, "I don't know." She's one of those persons that kind of talks to herself while she's working on stuff. I'm like, "I don't know. I don't really know what you're talking about." But then she caught it, and then she explained that to me, and I'm like, "Wow, that's great. Thank you." So basically, she changed my application date from last Friday to today, which is the first business day in July for first business day in July for DES. So that's fine. She said that I should have a decent amount of food stamp benefits on
I should have a decent amount of food stamp benefits on my EBT card. She said on the 6th, it renews on the 6th. So that worked out good. You know, all's well that ends well. That worked out. Then she asked about me getting on unemployment. And I said, well, I was told I couldn't do that here. She goes, but no, oh yeah, no, we don't have to do that here, but you can do that. Anyway, she gave me some information here on where to go to online. So I'm going to try to do that now. So it's progress. Oh, and other big progress as this thing counts down my last 44 seconds of this video before it stops by itself. I got a text message back from Winolo that they've completed my background check and I can apply for jobs. So now that I'm home and I'm on Wi-Fi, I'm going to see if I can get me some work through Winolo. But so frustrated because there were so many shifts offered today, 2 warehouses in addition to HelloFresh. And then there were other shifts offered for the 4th and the 5th on HelloFresh. And now I'm not sure if they're still available, but I don't know. I'm going to find out.